Welcome back to the AB Scale Project. I'm Krager, and this is Alpha Bravo. I had another episode all scripted out and ready to go, but then this came in, the Quintesson Pit of Judgement, and it is cool. I've been waiting for a while for this to come in. I know other people have done it and already reviewed it, but this one's going to be mine. You got the Prosecutor over there, you got Kranix, you got Gnaw, you got the Quintesson, and you got the Bailiff, the real reason for buying this pack. But otherwise, it looks really cool and all staged. So let's go ahead and crack this open. We'll go ahead and cut the tape at the top. We're going to try to take some care to make sure we don't destroy the whole setup they have. Got the instruction booklet with everything and everybody identified. Pull that guy out. Yep, we're going to have to do another set of tape here. See the guy? Kind of do some precision cutting there. Maybe? Was that enough tape? Yeah, that was enough tape. Take that out. Alright, we got everybody encased in plastic in their place. Let's go ahead and get our nippers and start freeing some people. One more. Alright, there's our Quintesson. We'll get into more of that later. Got one more thing holding in his seat. So we'll put him, got the peg on his seat that we're going to match up with the hole on bottom. And they got one of their stretchy things holding that around. Alright. Good thing about this packaging is you don't have to put the faces on. There's something rolling around, but I have a feeling that that's his gun. Yep, that's his gun in there. Put that back in. We'll go ahead and put his gun on one of his tentacles here. Maybe. Sometimes it likes going on upside down. Yeah, there we go. So you can see, the little gun he comes with. It's the same one that was done in the original issue. They really like these elastic plastic bands here. Clear off that. They were nice enough to tie around the base, apparently. Okay. That's one person freed. He looks pretty cool. Alright, next up, we'll go ahead and get the Bailiff out here. Our clipping. And more clipping. And we still got one more. Nope. He is... Be free! Be free! We'll get his staff out of there. Staff got a little deformed in the package, but it's a softer plastic, so you can get it back into shape pretty easily. Bailiff himself, staff comes apart so you can feed the hard plastic through the backside, attach the soft plastic piece on the other side, and have him holding it through. So there is the Bailiff. Alright, Kranix. He only had one thing, so yeah. Pretty neat little guy. A lot of detail on such a little guy. He doesn't, no articulation, but a lot of detail. Alright, we'll go for the Prosecutor. whose head comes off. So he's pretty cool, pretty small again. But again, the head comes off in a 5mm peg, and his blast effect, or as I like to say on the wiki, the fart comes off. I mean, pretty cool. Again, they packed a lot of detail in a small space. A lot of really nice paint apps too. So pretty cool. Pretty cool. Put them over there. All right, last up, we'll get Gnaw out of here. Yeah. It's the same mold as the Titan's Return release. Put his tail in his fist, so we'll put his tail where it's supposed to go, back here. There we go. The star of our show. Yeah. Yeah, same as Titan's Return release, just kind of a darker green across the dome there. Get this guy to focus so you can see a little bit better. A little bit darker shades. But we'll get into comparing these to the other guys in a minute. So right now we're just left with the stage here. So I'm going to go ahead and clean up the stage and take out all the plastic things here. And I'll be right back. Et voila, we are all cleaned up. It looks a lot better. See a lot of color in that background there. And I like the little gradient they have down to the fiery pit below. That's pretty cool. You can kind of put them back where they were. Put the Quint back over there, which kind of tilts everything backwards, but we'll put the Bailiff there to weigh him down. Our Prosecutor over there. We get Gnaw in a eating position. And then Kranix right there. That is, as you can see, that's just a thin cardboard piece there, so probably going to come back and beef that up a little bit. Just cut up some model sprues and put underneath as some stiffness, because right now it's pretty flimsy, pretty much a diving board. But there you go, completely unpacked, and it looks really good. I like this whole diorama setup. It works really, really well. All right, so let's go ahead and break it down, and we'll look at each of these and what our alternatives are. So Kranix, you know, we have this figure here. That's the only official release for Kranix. There was an Impossible Toys release, which Impossible Toys are kind of impossible to find now, especially the Quintesson sets. So they're all about G1 Gnaw size. Let's adjust the camera height here so you can see. Alrighty. So definitely, as far as a scales perspective, you definitely need a bigger Kranix. So the Impossible Toys is the way you'd want to go. But for now, since I don't have an Impossible Toys, Kranix is what I've got to live with. All right. With the Prosecutor, same thing. The only other release is, again, the Impossible Toys. Again, the Impossible Toys is the better alternative, but this is all I've got, so this is what I'm going to have. So I'll move him aside. We'll go ahead and keep G1 Gnaw there. The Prosecutor, or the Bailiff. Same story. The Impossible Toys, yeah, all the Impossible Toys are about to the top of the dome of the G1 Sharkticon. So, but for the Bailiff, I mean, between the two, I actually think the Pit of Judgement is the better one. Just because this is difficult to get a hold of, and this is actually a decent scale as far as what they show in the show. But in the cartoon, they did adjust the scale for the Quintessons and the Sharkticons and Bailiff. They kind of adjusted them for whatever they needed for the shot. So it's difficult to nail a scale. So I think that this works. Pit of Judgement works. It'll be less pointy, a lot easier to get than the Impossible Toys. As difficult as it is to get this Pit of Judgement set, I still think you have a better chance of getting the Pit of Judgement set. So, Pit of Judgement Bailiff wins. Alrighty. We'll do Gnaw last. Bring the Quintesson down. Alright, we'll go ahead and take the stage out for now. And we'll look at Quintessons. So again, Gnaw is standing in for the Impossible Toys. You got that Quintesson. Put AB over there. You've got the original Earthrise release. See, he's cast in a bit darker gray for the main egg and slight paint app difference between the faces. The lighter gray is more cartoon accurate. We'll bring in some other ones here. We've got the Cyberverse Quintesson. And then we'll bring in Galvatron back there, the the Open Play Galvatron. And that's standing in for the X-Transbots Dr. Egg. Dr. Egg is huge, so I'm going to go ahead and remove him for scale. Between the others, the Cyberverse obviously doesn't have the G1 look. This is very much changed for the Cyberverse cartoon, so it's out for appearance. Between the Impossible Toys and the Earthrise mold, I'm going to go with the Earthrise mold because I like that they're a little bigger. I mean, you can see that the G1 is, the Impossible Toys is close to a deluxe size. I like them being a little bit bigger. So, we're going with the Earthrise mold. Now, between our last two, between our Pit and our Earthrise release, between the two, the Pit is the more cartoon accurate as far as colorization. So, if you can get the Pit wins for G1 appearance. And they also did use this appearance in IDW, so this works as our winner. Now, as far as the other Quintessons, like the Scientist and the Executioner and all the other casts that they had, some of them were made by Impossible Toys, some of them you're going to have to make on your own. But for now, this is your best Quintesson. While we're in the neighborhood, we'll go ahead and look at the Alicon. We did get an Earthrise and the Impossible Toy. For some reason, the Impossible Toy decided to make theirs, bigger than all the rest of theirs. But anyway, between the Impossible Toy and the Earthrise, for availability, of course, the Earthrise is going to win. And with playability, I like the Earthrise better too, because this guy is kind of clunky, not as much posability, and, not really safe for kids because these are pretty sharp points. So, the winner is the Earthrise. Finally, we're going to look at the Sharkticon Gnaw. We have one height stand-in. The Cyberverse is standing in for the unique toys. Now, again, they adjusted the scale for whatever they wanted for their scene, but I think we can agree that the two flavors of Tiny Turbo Changers are out for scale. For IDW G1 appearance, we'll go ahead and remove the Unicron Trilogy. For playability, we'll go ahead and remove G1, and we'll also remove the Cyberverse because it doesn't have as much articulation as the iGear Unique Toys or the Titans Return versions. Next, we'll talk availability. Now, the Unique Toys, you're probably not going to get again. Oddly enough, the iGears went back up for pre-order on Big Bad Toy Store as of recording of this, but it's probably just a warehouse overstock that they're trying to get rid of. So those will be limited supply. The biggest supply is definitely going to be the Titans Return mold. So for availability, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the third parties. Although if you have them, they're still great Gnaws. Between the Titans Return and the Pit, honestly, I think the Titans Return is the more cartoon accurate. So the Pit's eliminated. So the winner is the Titans Return. There's a caveat on this. There is a Studio Series 86 Gnaw coming. I've already pre-ordered 3 of them. And I believe that will actually be our definitive Sharkticon. But for now, go with the Titan's Return. There's a ton of them out there, so you can make your army. Alright, so let's bring this back where we started, back to our playset. So, we will put our Quintessons back. Of course, you can't have just one Quintesson, you've got to have a tribunal in there. So there's our tribunal. Then our prosecutor can kind of sit right there. Kranix, ever the victim and spiteful of the court. Yeah, we'll put the bailiff over here. Yeah, we'll put the Alicon over here. He's kind of there being interested. And of course, last but not least, we need the Sharkticons. And by Sharkticons, I mean all the Sharkticons. All that's in here. Still more Sharkticons. So really the truth comes out here in the end that the real answer to the Sharkticon question is all of them. So thanks for joining us today on the AB Scale Project. If there's any other characters you'd like to see, please comment below and leave who you'd like to see. Please like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, and I'll see y'all later.